Hey guys, me and team here. I'll be in the red. My opponent will be about 1150 Terran player by the name of Leo. Possibly he's a lion, possibly he's a, oh, I don't know what those signs are. I guess it's better than being Virgo like I am. Anyway, I don't know. Blue Terran, there you go. Not much in the early goings. One noteworthy thing is our opponent here did not choose to wall off. Clearly, he's dropping a supply depot over here. Not sure the logic behind that, but that's fine. It's fine. It's actually refreshing to see something different. Anyway, I am going to go with the 14 pull, 13 gas that I've been doing in pretty much all of my videos lately. I really couldn't risk a 6 pull. This was like one of the few times it might have worked, but probably not, because he could just put his Marine in the SCV line up here and shoot at me, and when my Lings go to attack them with the SCVs, and then we pull back, let the Marine shoot some more. People really underrate just like a reasonably early military structure against 6 pull. And yeah, I would be hitting right now. It wouldn't work. I would have lost anyway if his micro was good. I don't know if his micro is good. It looks like it to me though, because look at that. I almost lost my drone to that. Yeah, look at that mass APM. I would have gotten my butt handed to me if I tried to 6 pull that. It would have been foolhardy. Anyway, my drone does escape, barely. Getting queen. Nothing really strategically going on in the early game. The only thing of note at this point is that I know he didn't go Reapers because he trained a Marine, and now he floated his barracks over here, and he's getting a factory. So this pretty much kills any threat of Reapers whatsoever. He lets me get a run by into his base. Not that it really matters, I just get to see all his tech structures. But he was kind of showing those to me up front, so it didn't matter. Factory's coming out. Seeing the factory as a Zerg player, you pretty much always have to respect the potential for a Hellion harass. It's just always there. And made me a little bit nervous. Sure enough, I mean, for all the Terran options, the best ones are pretty predictable, so you have to keep an eye out for them. The divergent strategies are, they have their surprise impact, but they're just not as strong as the cookie cutter Terran strategies. That's true for all the races, really, so pretty normal. I don't struggle with Terran nearly as much as I used to struggle with Terran. Or any of the races, really. It just tends to be, did I play well this game or not kind of type of question, and also a question of whether my opponent played well. Sometimes I'll just play like crud, but my opponent will play even worse. Anyway, Terran is pretty deficient on the scouting. I'm really not sure what he was thinking there. He could have like sent a unit out, or maybe he used these Hellions to harass a bit earlier. I don't know. I had like a Roach and a couple Lings and the ability to block them off. Plus, I didn't expand. So it's a lot harder for Hellions to harass successfully when there's only one base to defend. Terran decides to take an expansion, and here we go. We finally get something happening. This game took long enough for that. Got a Marauder and 3 Hellions. I did not see this coming whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and slow this down. Why not? We got, yeah. What he does not have is Infernal Pre-Igniters. Oh my god, that's slow. But let's see how many drones he gets. None yet. Or maybe he got 1 drone, I don't know. So I don't know, I'm not liking the Hellion drop. Part of the point is their mobility. I bring my mutas back and cut down the medevac there. And he forced me to micro a little bit to put my guys back on gas. But I think he killed all of 1 drone. I mean, really, yeah. Because I usually keep right around 36. So he picked off, 0 to 1 drones on that. Whereas if he'd sent the Hellions earlier, he could have gotten at least a couple, possibly. I don't know, I probably would have seen him with my Zergling thing that I put out the wall of his base. So now I just get to do some counter harass. Be really annoying, kill some units, come on. Should slow him down a bit. His income is pretty terrible for the moment, but once he lands that, he's going to improve. I was feeling pretty good about camping on him until the Thor came out. Thor's just, with the SCVs there to repair it, and not very many Marines, but enough Marines to give me trouble at least. I'm going to have to back off. Well, mostly just the Thor and all the SCVs clumping on it. Could have easily taken all my mutas. So I back off. I'm not sure if I saw... Oh, yeah. See, I keep a Zergling here so I can see things coming like Hellion harass, or expansions or whatever. In this case, I actually delayed his expansion a little bit just by sitting there. And he's going Thors. I see all kinds of questions on the forum all the time, how to stop Thors. Well, you get things like Ultralisks, for example. Even though Thors do bonus damage to Ultralisks, and Ultralisks got their melee nerfed like crazy, like totally nerfed to hell, you still see people say, oh, good Ultralisks. Some people say Magic Box Mutas. That's not a counter to Thors. That's how to get your Mutas not completely destroyed, face rolled by the Thors, that they still lose cost for cost to Thors. So what's the answer? Well, in my opinion, Zerglings. Zerglings really don't allow the Thor to maximize their DPS, and they're not especially strong against them either. So Zerglings, for their cost, are very effective against Thors. You just have to watch out for Bioball and Hellions. Your Muta support and Banelings, which I dropped the Baneling nest here, will help you get rid of the things that really cause problems for Zerglings. Also notice that I dropped 2 Evo Chambers when I saw that he was going Thors. Right away I dropped 2 Evo Chambers because, I'm just scouting here, as I really like upgrades on Zerglings. Zerglings have very high impact from upgrades. Each guy gets a damage point, so that's 2 damage, and then also essentially 2 armor on Lings for anything that doesn't one-shot them, because you're spreading it across 2 units, so it just takes longer to kill stuff. Now, here's an interesting thing. The Terran's coming after my expansion, and it occurred to me a little bit late, I'm starting to move an Overlord up there, that he might do this, that he might try to drop on my expansion. And this is a Terran favored map in the pro levels. Because of this, they can drop on your expo. What differs between this and a normal game is that I expanded so late. So my vulnerability to this was so late that I already had a lot of mutas up. And one Thor against this many mutas with the magic box, they're not even doing splash damage, just no. So he got a lot of damage here, but he also threw away a lot of his units. I am mauling him in units lost, so while he's destroying me in income, he's really not using his units effectively. And I'm making up a lot of ground by killing his stuff. So I'll get a little bit of a rebuilding here, and that's, throwing away Thors, that's expensive. Same thing with the tanks. That's really going to hurt his final composition. Let's take a look at the army tab. Yeah, see, I'm actually ahead of him now, and a lot of that is in the units lost from both his drop and his, both of his drops really cost him in units lost. I decided to peek in here with mutas, but he's got this pretty well locked down. And I see that. Oh yeah, I already checked, so I'm not going to want to push into that. Checking for expos, checking for expos. I do try to secure a third down here, just in case my main runs out and I'm mining my natural and I need to transfer somewhere. That's pretty far away for him to go. If he goes over there with his slow Thors, he's really going to be out of position. I do snipe a command center here while an SCV building it, force a stim. So just being a little bit of a pest with the mutas, since they're really not the focus of my army anymore. I've actually transitioned to focusing more on my Zerglings. I do have them up to 2-2 now. And yeah, notice he's catching up because of his income advantage here. But you really, if we go with continue, I'll wind up at 200. Probably as fast, if not, I don't know. Probably similar to him. Right now I've just been droning up a little bit to fix my economy. But here the Terran decides to push in. And man, he scans like crazy. Okay, let's pause this. We are even supply. He's actually 1 ahead of me. Good deal of SCVs right there. And so I'm actually technically a little bit ahead of him in army strength. Queen's not really going to make much of an impact. But the 70 Zerglings, and on seeing him take out my Zergling over here, I immediately started just spamming the Banelings. Notice I've been spending all of my money, really, right here. So I'm going to slow this down to normal speed, so we get to watch what's happening. This is completely mauls. Oh yeah, I also turned my graphics down so that I have better performance. And in comes some Banelings. I don't even have centrifugal hooks yet. But it's enough to scare his Marines off. Now here come the Magic Box Mutas. And lots of 2-2 Zerglings. The Marines have 1 upgrade on their attack. So what do the Thors have? Thors have absolutely nothing. So here he just gets mauled by upgrades. And he did manage to take out my Expo. It crippled me pretty badly. However, and he also crippled himself pretty badly. And Terran's ability to reproduce units, not the best in the world. So I'm going to come in here, once again magic boxing his stuff. Most of his anti-air is focused on the Marines. His Thor's not so efficiently shooting at mutas one at a time. And similar to the game that I dropped from earlier, I'm just going to magic box right over his unit producing structures and really cut into his ability to bring in any reinforcements whatsoever. Nice and easy. So even though I was behind in macro for most of the game, I just caught him off guard and killed his army. And that's pretty much all it takes with mutas. You can move right in and prevent them from rebuilding anything. I love that about mutas. And I'm now just rallying more Zerglings. I had some leftover Banelings that I mismicroed. So I didn't even play all that well, but I had the best unit composition for what he was doing. And apparently Leo here has difficulty counting because Lings, Banelings, and Mutas are 3 offensive units. 3! So that will be good game, Leo. See you in the next video, viewers.